Hello, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Today I'm joined with Kathy and Bill from Integrated Smart Homes. They're here to kind of tell us what some of the next great technology is that you can need for your home and just kind of tell us how all that works. So,
Perfect. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So you brought some gadgets with you.
Yes.
So what is FIDO there?
FIDO is cybersecurity for your home.
Okay.
An example of where you might use that is people buy like refrigerators and they connect into the Wi-Fi of your home. Anything that's on Wi-Fi or in a network is susceptible to cybersecurity. So for people who are concerned about getting into homes or any of that type of cyber attacks, this blocks that instantaneously, real time.
Now even our garage door openers are Wi-Fi and everything is Wi-Fi.
Yep, it sure is.
It's interesting how that has changed so quickly.
Yeah, they go for places you wouldn't think. Like a refrigerator. No one would ever think, oh, my refrigerator could be hacked.
Who wants to hack a refrigerator?
Someone who's not nice.
But like, what purpose does that? What do they gain from hacking your refrigerator?
By hacking into the refrigerator, then they can get into your home network. And let's say you're on a laptop, then they can put a keylogger onto the laptop and then gather all the information, and then they can do all kinds of stuff. Get your credit card, everything.
That's great.
No, it's not.
Printer's a big.
Printer's a good one too. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, but this Wi-Fi too.
Yeah, things you just wouldn't think of.
Wow, yeah, no, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
So interesting. I'm surprised my husband doesn't already have one of those.
Yeah, and this is 2 years new into the industry, maybe 2 or 3 years in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was designed by a guy who helped design the VPN. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my husband has to use that every day.
Yeah, and this is another good example of this is, let's say someone comes into your house and their laptop is infected. Mm-hmm. As soon as they connect in, then whatever has infiltrated the laptop has the ability to go all over the house. And what Guard Dog does is recognizes that the laptop is at risk or has been infected and does not allow it to communicate to anything else within the house.
So another deterrent would be to just not have people over.
Yeah, you could live out in the woods. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but as long as you have stuff, then it is susceptible.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So one of the things, I know you guys are doing the smart shades. You can basically control everything with your iPad. So that's kind of neat, especially if you have those like really high up windows.
Yeah.
Because those windows, people don't like to put window treatments on, but they will, like the sun coming in will damage your hardwood floors and even change the color of your furniture and everything, the paint, everything, right? The motorized shades. But do you want to go ahead and address the windows? Because that's a perfect example of why you put PoE in your windows. What is a PoE?
PoE is power over Ethernet, and one of the things you want to do if you're building a new home is when you run an Ethernet cable to a window and just leave it in the top of the window, and then you don't have to do batteries or anything. It powers the shades all the time, especially for the ones that are high up, because you don't want to, climb 18 feet to change a battery. Okay. And so you run that ahead of time. And that's why it's important to have like a planning team that we go in and we sit down with you, whether you're buying a new home or you're retrofitting your home. We can come in and say, okay, here's some things you may not have thought about, especially for new builds, getting a cable up there. It's really easy to cable when the house is in studs,
right,
rather than after fact. So it's...
How difficult is that to do if your home is, being retrofitted with that?
That you wouldn't necessarily do because it gets pretty pricey we'd have to cut into the walls and the windowsill and all the different things like that. So we would go with the battery option. But some of the batteries run 2 to 3 years even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It just depends on how many times you use it. Yeah. They're designed to be pretty good.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You're a manufacturer.
Right.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to tell her about some of the benefits of the shades?
The smart shades?
Yeah.
Well, some people, every house you sell is going to need window treatments. Mm-hmm. So as he talked about the planning team, the best thing about the planning team is people may think that they don't want, smart shades. They don't have to program their shades. They don't really care. But everybody would like motorized shades. Mm-hmm. But even if you don't, there are shade options that you can have just a regular shade that's not smart. But you think maybe in the future, it's a dumb shade. It's a dumb shade. Exactly. A dumb shade that has the potential to be smart.
Okay.
Don't we all love that?
Yes.
We all have potential. Right. So it has the potential to be smart. If that homeowner changes their mind, it has to be the correct brand. But if that homeowner changes their mind, then you can just put in the motor. Or you can put in motorized shades, but you may say, I don't really want a smart house, or I don't need to talk to them. You'll just have the remote. But again, the right shade or the right blinds or even the right drapery track. If you know ahead of time, then they can eventually be smart, but it has to be the right one. Okay. The other thing when you're looking for shades that when I go in and help people get new shades that I just want to mention is make sure that you are you're listening to how loud the motor is. If you go into a place or you can talk to your salesperson, you can talk to me. I'm the salesperson, but really shades can be quiet. Yeah. Smart shades can be quiet, but they can be very, very loud if you don't get the correct ones. Okay. So, can you program shades? Like, say you do you do leave the house to go to work. Can you program the shades to close during the day so that you're not having all the sunlight in, or and program them to come back up? Absolutely. There are two options, and people sometimes confuse blinds and shades. So, blinds just have the slats. So motorized blinds can be programmed, and there are some great companies that, where you put in your address that we work with, and they can program them. They know where you are. They know where the earth is.
It's like Facebook. They
know
everything.
They know where your house is, where the earth is in its cycle around the sun, and it can tell you like when it needs to be turned. You can program it to do it for you just automatically. So that have just the right percentage of light going into your living room, let's say, or into your bedroom. Or you can program them. Do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the neat things about them is that the technology allows the shade to know what time of day it is as well. So, for example, sun comes up in the east, sets in the west. The shades can adjust to all of those things. So at night when the sun is bright in the west sky, the shades can go down automatically, and some of that is actually inherent right into the smart technology of the shades. We even have clients that schedule their shades to come up in the morning at dawn. Dawn is morning, right? Sorry about that. Come up at the dawn, and they've got rid of their alarm clock because the shades go up 25% at 7 o'clock in the morning, 50% at noon, 75%, and can adjust any way you want.
I used to be able to do that. Just wake up when the sun came up.
Right.
Now I'm awake before the sun ever even thinks about it.
Yeah, join the club.
It's because you're in business.
But really, you can we could do just about anything with them.
Interesting.
Pretty amazing.
So you said, people get blinds and shades confused. So what is the difference between a blind and a shade?
The blinds are the ones that have the slats. They are the ones that have the slats. So a motorized blind will, go completely flat when you want it dark, and then it can just be adjusted as you want the light to come in. You can, most of the ones, at least the ones that we sell, you can pull still to get them up and down, but the whole purpose of a blind is just to be able to move the slat. Whereas shade goes up and down.
Yeah, I like the shades better because I also do like blackout curtains and stuff. Mm-hmm.
So, and you can get it because I go to bed when the sun's still up this time of year.
It's really fun.
Right, but you can also get a dual shade, which has a blackout shade close to there, and then it also has, one that's a percentage that you would want of the light to come in. So maybe you can see out during the day, or just gives enough light in. But
okay, yeah, okay. What are these other little gadgets you have?
This is Josh.ai, and this was designed by a NASA scientist 7 years ago, and it's private home automation. So in other words, what's set in your home stays in your home. I'm sure you've been on the internet before, and you've typed in a search on Google or whatever it may be, and then the ads start to show up.
Or I've had a thought.
Correct.
I've had a thought, and the next thing I know, Facebook is showing me ads for what I just thought about.
Correct.
How do they know?
I don't know.
Can you prevent the thoughts?
Possibly. But it was designed for privacy. So basically everything that's said is kept in your house. So no matter what you say, it doesn't get out to the cloud or anything like that.
Because you think about it, it's actually kind of weird. Because like
It is weird.
we all allow Alexas into our homes, and she's always listening because she butts in when no one's even talking to her. Like, no one said your name. I said, hello, this is Shannon. And she starts telling me the origin of the name Shannon.
Right. That's right. She told us a couple weeks ago that our toner was low on our printer.
Oh, dear.
And that was shortly after we bought the printer.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah. And this is designed for those who don't want that,
Okay.
in other words. And this is full automation. You could walk into your house and say, okay, Josh, I'm home. And Josh would raise the shades or lower the shades, start the fireplace, turn on the lights, play music, turn on the TV, go to Netflix, all of that.
Josh is really smart.
Josh is unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he uses native language. Like you don't have to say a certain thing for a certain room. He knows where you are. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you want to say how it works?
It's room aware. With an Alexa device, you have to say, turn on the lights in the kitchen.
Right.
And with this device, if you're in the kitchen and you say, okay, Josh, lights, he knows already that they're on or off, and you don't have to tell him where.
Interesting.
It's room aware.
So I know you do a lot with new construction and like custom homes, and you go in and you fit those custom homes before people ever even close or before drywall and stuff.
Right.
So what about when someone wants one of these and they've already been living in their house?
This is the one here. This is called a nano. It's very tiny, size of a silver dollar. And these we run in between the studs and mount them in the wall like that.
Okay.
That's for a new build. And this is more designed for retrofits.
Okay.
This just has a power cord that comes out of it, and you can put it anywhere in your house.
Okay, so
Yeah.
kind of like an Alexa.
It is.
It'll sit wherever.
But Josh can do anything.
So now, do you have to have more than one Josh?
No. As a matter of fact, we could come into someone's home and put one Josh in. Immediately you get an app, and you can set up all the rooms in your house. So, for example, if you were in the living room and you wanted to turn on the TV in the bedroom, in the master bedroom, you could tell him, turn on the TV in the master bedroom. And he would say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And you go in, the TV's already turned on. Or you could say, okay, Josh, I'm cold. And he'll raise the temperature. Or you can say, okay, Josh, I'm hot. And he'll lower the temperature. But yeah, if you have one of these and you can we set up all the rooms in the house. Mm-hmm. And if, let's say, 4 rooms have TVs, you could literally say, okay, Josh, watch Netflix in the kitchen, watch Amazon Prime in the living room, watch whatever you may be throughout all the rooms in the house. It's direct, like normal language. He understands what you're saying.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he's so smart that he can actually, if you say watch Stranger Things on Netflix, and let's say you were in season 2, episode 4, he knows that you were on season 2, episode 4, and he turns on the TV, goes to the show, and goes to the episode that you need to watch.
Well, that's interesting because, like, if I'm watching something on Prime, Prime doesn't always remember where I left off.
Yeah, Josh does. It's called deep rooting, and they're really building a lot of that stuff in because of the streaming that so many people stream.
Well, and like, so if anybody has BreezeLine, which is horrible, by the way, they are now going to where you can't even have cable anymore. You have to buy streaming service from them. Mm-hmm. But we already have 6 streaming services, so why would we need one more?
Right.
And so, I mean, I think we'll probably just go to YouTube TV and that.
Yeah, that's what we use in our home.
Live sports.
We use Fubo because I'm a Reds fan.
Okay.
And Fubo's the only one that has that, but we primarily use YouTube TV.
And it would be the semi-pros is what we like to watch football. The semi-pro league, formerly known as college football.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Josh is capable of. We just just finishing up a house that had 26 of these in the house, and you could walk in and they say it's movie time, and the projector turns on in their home theater. It opens up whatever they want to watch and starts the movie.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's hard to tell, but like around about how much would that cost? Like, say if you were doing new construction.
These devices cost about $600 MSRP around here. So you could have one of these, put one of these in the house, and we would come in and program the rooms that you have and set up your TVs. So it's the cost of this plus the labor to get the stuff set up. And the nice thing that people don't realize is with Josh, if you have 8 rooms, let's say, and 3 of them have TVs in it, the Josh app sees that there's a Roku, knows that there's a TV by room. So your phone in the Josh app is a remote for every room in the house. So people get rid of all their remotes.
Oh, we do it naturally.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just disappears.
Yeah. And Josh has the ability, so if you want to go into the living room.
They're with the socks.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And people get tired of, which one do I use? And the nice thing is you can talk to him too. So you can say,
My husband
pause
gets
the
tired
TV.
of which one do you use because I never know which one.
Yeah.
So then I always mess up something. He's like, oh, fix it. It's just the one TV I'm not good with.
Right. Yeah. And so you can go to any room, and on every room you can go to the TV and the Roku, and it becomes a Roku remote. And you literally, your phone, we've gotten rid of 16, 20, 30 remotes in a house. Think about every TV has two.
Yeah.
And Josh has the
We
ability.
have 4 on one TV.
Right. So with one of these programmed, you don't ever need a remote again.
That's great.
Yeah. That's a really popular.
So I grew up as a big Star Trek fan and loved the Jetsons, stuff like that. So like all that stuff is coming to fruition.
It is. It is. Ironically, by a guy who works for NASA or worked for NASA.
That's why I had to get the smartwatch because it reminds me so much of Star Trek. So in the iPads, they remind me of Star Trek.
Yeah.
So there's even no need to control your home with an iPad anymore.
No.
You just talk to yourself. Seriously.
And the Josh app has the ability to, if you press a button on the app, you can talk to your phone and it will do it. You can also text your phone. So if you're in Florida and you want to turn on the kitchen lights from Florida, you can text, turn on the kitchen lights at home, and the lights will come on in Ohio.
That's crazy.
It's amazingly integrated in.
Well, that's great even for like snowbirds and stuff
Yep.
too. So it looks like someone's always in your house and
Yep.
they can set that up.
Set up scenes where the fireplace will come on or the lights will come on or whatever you want to do. And you can set the scenes to run at a set time. So in essence, it can almost replace the security system in a home. People think you're there all the
I
time.
think you're there.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, and your cameras, your cameras can't show up on the Josh app
Yep.
as well. So you can see them from your phone within the Josh app.
It's really the one app that has full home integration for everything. One app, you can see everything that you want to do.
Your blinds, everything
Yeah.
to connect up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can just tell the shades, lower the shades 50%, and it will. If you're in the room, it will lower the shades.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he has his dining, one of our clients has a dining room, and the dining room has a fireplace, overhead lights, in the ceiling, home automation, or home audio. And we can say, okay, turn on the lights, turn on the fireplace, and play country music. And he'll say, okay, and he does all of it for you automatically. Or room off, and everything shuts off. Yeah. It is by far, of all the years we've been doing this, the best we've ever had. And it's private on top of all of that.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's a great product.
So I know you guys just went to a convention too recently, I think, right? So what were some of the new stuff that you heard about while you were at the conventions?
Go ahead.
What's coming down the pike, as they say? I don't even know what a pike is. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your favorite?
One of them was a folding TV. It was a TV that had 4 panels and outdoor TV, so you could put it by a pool, and it closed like an accordion. And then you could open it back up. And the weird thing about it is, because it was an accordion, it had separators in between each of the different ones. And when it opened all the way, they disappeared.
crazy.
Yeah.
How did that thing run?
I was afraid to ask. Yeah. Now, another neat technology that's come out is ultra short throw projectors. And what that is it's a projector maybe this far from the wall. When you say open it, it slides open, the projector comes up, a screen automatically comes up, and the movie starts to play. And these are outdoor. So you could have like a little drive-in theater.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of really neat things there. Overwhelming, actually.
I bet.
Yeah.
But I bet there's just new stuff coming out all the time. And technology just gets better and better.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it could do just about anything.
And we get ruder and ruder.
Yeah.
But technology gets better and better.
Want to explain what Leon is? And
Oh, do you? I'll have different names.
yeah, Leon is one we've run into there a couple times. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and you can put your speakers. They do a fantastic job putting your speakers, especially Sonos. They seem to do a lot with Sonos behind artwork. that's my favorite. They can put it behind artwork.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they have other things like where you can put your sound bar behind something that looks like almost like a fireplace mantle, right?
Yeah.
You know,
It's boxed in. So
it's
yeah. So instead of seeing the wires on the side, Leon has a system for just about anything you want where they box it in and they include the sound bar inside the box. And then they close everything up. So all you see is a screen, but the sound bar is still there. So basically it makes it all look really good.
So it's kind of like Leon's is sort of like a camouflage.
It is.
It's stuff you don't want people to see.
Anything. Yep.
when they have a lot of great artwork. And that's the things that I appreciate when we go to these tech summits, is that he was talking about the short throw projector with the screen that pops up. It's really a great way to hide when people don't. You have a beautiful living room and you want to watch TV, but you don't want it to be there all the time. So it's a great way to hide it.
Yeah, and we're starting to make houses a little bit smaller than we used to, too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a good way to do that. That way you don't have to have a big TV.
Right.
So my mother-in-law's TV is like a 90-incher.
Yeah. Well, we do home theaters, so those get pretty big.
But it makes me a little dizzy when we're watching sports in that weird mode.
Yeah.
Like the live sport media or whatever. I get a little dizzy. Motions.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah.
They're big.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've got a 70-inch, I think.
Yeah.
Because we don't want anything on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the projection thing, like, it kind of,
Yeah.
I've always liked the projectors.
Yeah, imagine if you had a couch and you had an open wall and you had this cabinet and you said it's time to watch a movie and the cabinet opens up and something comes up next to the wall. You could watch your movie, and when you're done, that goes down.
Yeah, and you don't always have to
closes.
put that screen up.
You don't have it at all. Yeah.
So that's really neat.
Yeah. That's kind of the newest thing, because there's so much technology, is hiding technology. Speakers in walls that you don't see anything but drywall, and they work perfectly fine. Subwoofers in walls, video screens, all kinds of different things like that.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So what is your favorite thing to install in a house?
For me, by far, it's Josh.
Yeah.
People don't
That
realize.
would be fun.
Yeah, people don't realize how beneficial it is to them. Or the first time someone calls us and says, "Can't find the remote," I said, "You have your phone." Pull it up on the phone. They go, "Oh," you tell them 3 or 4 times, and they finally figure it out. Then, hear from them again.
Because you're not used to it.
Yeah,
Behind your phone.
yeah. So we've had a couple of houses where make us get rid of our remotes, so we'll hide them. And then if they have to watch something, they have to go to their phone. And then once they get used to it and comfortable, they don't even mess
Well,
with
we're
it.
all on our phone all the time
Right.
anyways. Right.
Yeah. This is just a game changer. It really is.
Yeah.
Very popular. How about you?
What's my favorite to install? I don't install. I do shades. I do shades. I love the shades. Like I said, at the tech summit, I was excited about the, different possibilities for shades, for weird shaped windows or, unusual things. But something else I thought you should mention is the furniture, and be furniture that you sit on that you can make go with your movies.
Oh, yeah.
You can make the seats vibrate. I'm not a huge fan, but it made my seat not. But the others, they don't just vibrate anymore. They stuck me in one, and it was like moving around in a circle. And
Yep.
it was beyond. And
Say hi, movie theaters are all going out of business, is what you're saying.
well, yeah, and they'd have a Chase lounge or like an oversized love seat or couch that could have this as well, because people are now doing media rooms, making their family room into a home theater. So,
Yeah, because who wants to spend I think it's like $20 just to go see a movie.
For one person?
Yeah, for one person, let alone all the other crap that you might. It's not really good any. So, why would you want your own theater?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
It's
Someday, goals.
COVID. We've always been very busy with home theaters. COVID exploded that growth for us. We're doing a lot of home theaters. One of the technologies built into what she was talking about is when they make movies now, they write code into the movies to control your seat. So if there's an explosion, you feel the vibration. If the car flips on its side, then the chair moves a little bit to the side. It's almost like a 4D experience. And it's been engineered by the people that make the movies, because now they know that people are getting these kind of things for their theaters. and it's really popular.
Well, at least they know you're enjoying this stuff more at home than you are out. And so for me, I'm not a big fan of rats or mice either. So having them run under my feet while I'm at a theater, sort of the deal breaker. Has that happened? Yes.
On purpose? I mean, like it wasn't a 4D movie?
It was a real mouse rat. We'll have it. Yes, totally freaked me out. Yeah, it would freak me out.
That's right.
I'd be done.
Yeah, so we don't really go to movies anymore, but I would love to have a home theater. I used to love movies until that.
We can make a living room into a home theater that has really good surround for very little. They're called media rooms. That's kind of the newest thing because some people want a full-fledged home theater, 32 feet long, 20 feet wide, 150-inch screen, vibrating seats, and, the whole ball of wax. But we also go into homes where we could make a couch, like vibrate and move with things. And you can turn it down if you want, less of that, or you can turn it way up. And, there's so many now surround systems, even for the, your living room, that we're doing a lot. They're called media rooms, where people say, I don't want to pay for an entire theater, but I want to experience the surround sound. And we do that in their living rooms or whatever room they want. Yeah. Oh, theaters are amazing.
Next house, I'll have a theater.
Yeah.
I'll never move. Next house.
That's right. That's right.
But any final words for us?
No, other than just make sure you have a plan.
Yeah.
The most important thing, whether you're moving into a new home or whether it's been already built or, you're retrofitting, is to have a plan. Even down to the, how many lights you think you're going to want or which lights you want to control. Ceiling fans, you can get the appropriate ceiling fan that will eventually work. It works now, but people think that they have to buy all the smart technology at once. You just want to have a plan so that the fixtures that you have are capable of being smart when you choose that you want them to be smart. That's the most important thing.
You have to do all at once.
Oh, no.
You have to prepare to have something that will eventually be able to be smart.
Right. Yeah. Planning is really the key. We get calls when it's too late in the process, and then we have to go back, and it costs a lot more to do what you want to do. And so that's really the critical part, is the planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know, too, because I would think that you'd have to do everything all at once, which would be probably pretty costly if you want to do absolutely everything. But that's good to know. So how can people get a hold of you?
Our website is integratedsmarthomes.com, and our corporate office is 614-459-9600.
You can probably get cat.
Probably get Kathy, yeah.
I think a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. And thank everyone for watching. And as always, follow, subscribe, and hit some button thing at Shannon Grimm Realtor. Thank you.